Hey guys, welcome back. This was loaned in by my good buddy John, and there's kind of a story behind this. This was one of the first knives he ever got when he got into collecting. And so he bought one, like we all do, and he liked this model so much that he bought a second one, and then he bought a third one, and he bought a fourth one. So he has two users and two that are brand new, still tucked away in a sock drawer. And so he dug this one out to share with me so that I could share with you. So this is the Boker Epicenter. And it's an older knife. You know, you can probably find some on the secondary market for sure, but they're not, readily available at dealers and, whatnot. But still a very cool knife that I've enjoyed spending some time with and wanted to share with you guys. So close length is 4 and just under, really, 4 7/8. Overall length is 8 1/4. 3.5-inch blade length. Edge length is basically the same. VG10 steel. Blade thickness is 0.156 with an overall thickness of 0.595, and it comes in at 6.6 ounces. So it's a little bit on the heavier side, but super, super solid. Nice titanium scales. It's got a strong detent, but once you break the detent, it just flies open almost like an assisted knife, although it is not an assisted knife. Very nice Boker, typical satin blade. Nice proprietary pivot, if I don't know if that's nice, but a proprietary pivot. Lanyard hole. It is a tip up or tip down carry. Like a lot of knives that you buy out of the box, they come tip down. And you have to oftentimes flip the clip around when you have that option to make it a tip-up carry. Now, something interesting about this knife, and I think it's partially because they sell a lot around the world, and in certain countries, Germany for one, you can, and I don't know the exact specifics, so if I get it wrong, forgive me, guys. Basically, you can have a locking knife, you can have a frame lock, but you can't have it open with one hand. So if you want a frame lock, you have to make it a two-hand opening knife. So Boker includes the tool to remove the thumb studs, thus making it then a two-handed opener. And then you could have a fixed blade. I mean, a locking blade. If not, you can have a one-handed opening knife, but it can't be a locking blade. So you could have a slip joint that you could open with one hand. My slip joint that I didn't bring out on the table, I can't really open with one hand, but that would be allowed. So Boker includes the tool to be able to remove that thumb stud, which is kind of cool. I mean, I like it when a maker or a manufacturer includes the tools needed to maintain the knife. And from what it looks like, the same tool for the thumb stud should be the same tool for the clip as well as for the spacer screws, the handle screws. The pivot, that's a different story. Well, no, not really. Probably the same tool, if not a different Torx, to take apart the pivot. So you've got options, which is great. And it came super sharp. This is one of the brand new ones from John, and it is still very sharp. So very cool knife for sure. Boker has a cool packaging, a little magnetic box. foamed insert and the Torx bit needed to, do some stuff, which is cool that they include all of that for sure. So let's do a couple size comparisons here. Next to the Sharpie, pretty straightforward. The Spyderco Delica, starting to get up there a little bit more in size. How about the Holt Spectre? About the same length. A little bit smaller, just handle width and whatnot. Something that just came back to me that I've missed dearly. Thank you, Alex, at Alex's Knife Box for sending this back. The Damasteel Todd Begg Steelcraft Field Marshal. I know that's a mouthful, but I love... So those of you that know me, I love carbon fiber and Damascus, or Damasteel. I prefer Damascus over Damasteel personally, but I love them both. And how about a Chris Reeve large Sabenza 21, which is, again, very similar in size. The Boker is a little thicker, but the Boker feels so great in the hand. It really, really does. I can feel the clip with it in this orientation. If you were to flip the clip around, probably just disappear. And the clip works really well, even though it's in the wrong orientation, in my humble opinion. It works really well. This lockup is great. It fires with ease. It is a strong detent, I'm not going to lie, but it's not too strong. It works. And it's got a nice sound, very nice lockup, no blade play. Just overall, a really cool, plain Jane, could be a total user. And this, this would scratch up over time because it's just kind of the raw titanium. And I think this would just be a really cool, just a cool plain Jane sleeper type knife that would just perform really well. So there you go, guys. Just a kind of a quick look at this Boker Epicenter. And again, thanks, John, so much for sending this in with all of the other knives that you've sent in. I do greatly appreciate it. And there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you stay tuned because there is more coming down the road. Thanks, guys.